What's the next question?
Well, first of all, so it's custom and not law. It's not
Actually,
actually.
it's not law.
It's not actually law.
I didn't hear any.
The national government.
It's a custom.
Just forced the
Yeah.
restart. I know that they're arguing that in local communities it's a jobs issue. That the power plants provide jobs and I don't know.
Yeah.
On that.
Yeah. Additionally, this local the community is very poor, and we have historically imposed the dangerous facility like nuclear reactor or U.S. military base to the very poor area. We have discriminated these people, this community. This community have no option, industrial option than other than accepting such national big project. So for these people living in the local community, it's very difficult to say no. But still, today, after March 11, these people began to say no. So that's a problem for the government right now.
Local organizing, are there are individual communities organizing against the restarts? Is that how?
It's both.
Yeah. Okay.
People from outside, prefectures go to the local government of the Parkland that's about to restart, and then it's both together. So it's both.
Thank you.
I saw your hand at next.
I have two questions here. Some of you mentioned about the possible evacuation of Tokyo. Okay, we are talking about just 20-25 million of people in the metropolitan area. It's a very small island and with a lot of mountains. Where these people are going to be evacuated and settled. And second thing is, several millions of water were thrown to the ocean. What is going on with that? Is there any information there about how this is integrated in the ecosystem?
The contamination in ocean. Well, we have a lot of data of the fish contamination because of the biological concentration through the food chain. The government tried to they were ignoring that fact that, but we have a lot of data, actual data of the how many cesium are found in the fish body. It's I think it's very unbelievable amount of strontium and cesium were leaked from the plant.
There was a map recently published by, I forget, but pretty legitimate organization, I think, showing the whole Pacific coming from Fukushima Daiichi, and contamination is basically whole Pacific across nearly.
Of course, there. Yeah, California fish has some radiation. So I personally have avoided the seafood from California.
Here it says. Yeah, there's some number there.
Yeah, it's a 5,000 trillion
Yeah.
of the iodine and cesium was leaked. I don't.
But that's a
That's
conservative. That's a conservative estimate.
Yeah.
Who can answer the evacuation question?
What's the question?
Where should be evacuated?
Where would people in Tokyo go?
There's no runway. I mean, but some small groups are try to make some community of evacuees, but very small at this moment. So, many people expect this should be more organized and think of something in a bigger scale, but I don't think it's happened yet. But I mean, this is a long process. I would imagine. It's not just one day everybody leaves, but already like some entry number of university students in the north, including Tokyo, is diminishing. Who wants to send their beloved children to the university of a city under radioactivity?
Okay. You and then
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm from Washington, D.C. I find this is very scary stuff, obviously, because it's not just Japan, it affects the whole world. And also can be very empowering for us as humans on this planet. And it's intriguing because there was a famous movie in 1980, Japanese cinematographer. This movie about nuclear power and the whole mountain blowing up, and it's kind of coming true. And I didn't realize, I saw it on TV, and I didn't really know the impact until about 2 weeks after 2 Tokyo DJs showed up at my house and said, we need a place to crash. They had come to DC because they left Tokyo. They were getting the metal taste in their mouth, and they were very quite afraid of what was happening. And so they're nuclear refugees come to DC, and I started really kind of like channeling a lot of energy to understanding what's happening. And ultimately, I'm coming to the conclusion, obviously, it must be more and more people in Japan must be coming to the conclusion that a corporation, TEPCO, is working with the government to mislead people, to lie to people, to express incorrect information that has impacts that are that will last for generations. And it's a chance, perhaps, that we end nukes around the planet, because there's just no way that the cost of repair and healing of the soils, of the people, of the water, can ever make up for whatever savings they have by building a nuclear plant versus like a coal plant or something to save the air. That they always say nuclear plants is clean energy, but the amount of cost on this is going to be huge. I guess I wanted to just ask. There was the poor decisions there. How is that reflecting in some activism of the poor decisions of the government with TEPCO? How is that generating people's disgust with the government and the setup? And is there a sense of a push for a solution to transform the question about jobs? That this will kill a lot of jobs. Should the government push these private corporations that run these nuclear power plants to pay for a transformation to a green economy, for solar and wind? And I guess the other question I have is, by shipping all this material around Japan from Fukushima, they're spreading this stuff. They're burning it in the incinerators. It's all being reignited into the air. The underground streams and the soil. I saw that they're just flipping the soil over. So the whole topsoil is now going to be underneath. The contaminated topsoil is going to be underneath. I'm not getting a sense that they're taking this seriously, that this is going to be a much bigger issue for generations if we don't do this right now. And here in America, we're seeing the effects too. As you said, in California, within a month, the radioactive ticking in some of the measurements on the west side of this country was going up. People are finding in Pennsylvania radioactive isotopes. And with Chernobyl, they tried to bury that thing as quick as possible. They built a big steel tomb around this thing. But this, in Japan, it's almost like we're going to try to restart these nuclear power plants. There's no restarting. This stuff is melted through. They're not covering it up. I just don't understand the lack of the misinformation.